All right, good afternoon, evening, my friends. I'm going to do a deep dive on some of the majors. We'll look at Bitcoin. We're going to just kind of go down the list. USDT. We'll do a little bit of JASMY, Junction, but more importantly, I just kind of want to give a market update. We're all kind of waiting for the bottom, hopefully trying to find this bottom. So we're going to look at the charts, the oscillators, everything, and we're going to try to find this bottom. I do believe we are going to form a bottom, but I have invalidations and invalidations to my thinking. And so, I could have an opinion and they could be wrong. They could be right, but we have a trigger. Well, at least I have a trigger. I just share them publicly. So I want to go into detail about that. Let's see if there's any other housekeeping. Trade Safe AI. I do have code Trade Safe AI if you want to go to tradesafeai.io and you do not have an account. I highly recommend use my code TradeSafeAI at checkout, and you can get a free month on me, and you can learn a methodology. It's only $20 a month. People charge $20 for an article that AI writes on X, and I charge for college grade courses. And so what I do on my channel is try to help people build a methodology, a systematic and methodology approach to trading. That's all I care about, is that you trade or you buy based on a system, not your emotion. And so that is my goal of my channel. But I digress. You're here to get a market update, and so here I am. Let's do it. Bitcoin has gone a little lower than I wanted. We talked about 70 or 57,000 is a monthly. I do not want to use this chart. Let's go to this one. Open anyway. Yeah, perfect. Let's go to Bitcoin and let's look at, let me delete some of this noise. Let's just zoom out on the daily and let's delete some of this stuff here. Want to delete, and we're going to look at value, but more importantly, I want to show you why I was targeting the 57,000 region, and it wasn't hit. It wasn't, but it is an NPOC here. It was so close. It was front run by a tenth of a percent, a quarter of a percent. So theoretically, it's been hit. It's good enough. Where it wouldn't surprise me to reverse, but the fact that it didn't troubles me. And so I'm just going to be cautionary and assume that it's going to be hit. But regardless, I am looking at a reversal in this region between 53,000, this value area low, and this point of control. So we're talking literally from current price action 10%. 11, 12%. This area has to hold. And I've explained this 1,000 times, but I really want to just write home about it. When you are looking back in the history of this asset, you are possibly reclaiming value. And so you guys know my system, and it's based on value. You get inside value, you seek the other side, rinse and repeat over and over and over and over again. That never changes. And so when I look at this value area from the low to the high, from the very, very top, this is the value. And theoretically, it's not theoretically, we have entered inside of it. And according to my rules, it can get so nasty. It can get so bad, far worse than the majority think. And so I just want to, I'm not trying to say that that's what's going to happen. What I'm saying is I'm not a fool here. Okay, I totally understand what is written in front of me and the risk and everything. And so I'm taking it at a systematic approach and going, okay, I understand the risk. If we continue to close within this value area, then we are getting acceptance within this value. And so I accept that fact. But I don't just immediately do what 99% of Twitter does and just blurt out that something's going to happen. I can't know this. I cannot know that we have reclaimed for sure. I'll give you an example. Ethereum. A long time ago, I was targeting almost 900 or 300, 369, roughly in this region, because we reclaimed value. And so I want to write home about this just because we have reclaimed. I've learned that I'm not going to just say it because it confuses people. I understand what it means. But if I say 369 is the target, nobody knows when that's invalidated or validated or not. And so that's the problem. And so I stopped doing that. So with Bitcoin, I can confidently tell you the value area high is around 67, 68,000. So Bitcoin has to get above that here soon, within a month or two. So in a month or two, if we're above 68,000, then we're not reclaiming value. Understood? And so I'm not targeting devastation. This is why it's such a roller coaster for people. And you have to have your head on a swivel. And here's the truth. Crypto Twitter is very good at lying to you. They're good at telling you that they've been bearish this entire time or bullish this entire time, and they give these giant ranges, and they it's so easy to exploit. They could do it on a lower time frame, they could do it on higher time frames. It is so simple for me. I could say literally right now, I am short-term bearish, long-term bullish, and in a month, if we pump 10-20%, I'll point at that tweet and say, told you I was right. And oh my gosh, you're the best ever. And then I'll just repeat it every single day, over and over and over and over and over. I have tops and bottom calls, but you never see me bring it up over and over and over and over and over and over. It's exhausting. Why? Because it does you no good, exalting myself. So what? If you got the bottom or the top, what did you do about it? 99% don't do anything about it. So they have to repeat that they got this move right over and over and over again in order to feel justified, to feel like they've accomplished something. Don't let that bother you. Don't let that motivate you in any way, shape, or form. It's all lies. It's all fluff. And so the reason why I'm telling you this is I know that 68,000 is the reclaiming of value, and it's stranger danger event. So right now we are walking a tightrope, and it could get very nasty very, very quickly. But I know that this level that we're at is major levels. If we zoom in here, it's an NPOC. And when I turn off all the noise and we just focus on this upper area, just this upper area, and the multi VWAPs, we're going to look at the multi air, nothing but air. We have to hold this region because look at where the butter is. People think that 40K would be the target. No, it would be so much worse than that. And so whoever's asking for 50K or 40K, I don't think they know what they're asking for. They're asking for a lot worse because that's where the levels are. The majority lose. There's the majority. These are major levels, the yearly. Now, I've showed you this in the past that some yearlies have never been taken. We have a yearly VWAP at 11,000, never taken. We have something at 27,000, never taken. But we have quarterlies. But look at this statistic. I'm going to show you something that is not a lie. I cannot make this up. Okay? Every 6 out of 10 yearlies have been hit. 6 out of 10. Okay? That is a high probability. That's over a 50%. Flip a coin. You have a high probability of hitting the yearly VWAP. Well, there's a yearly VWAP, the green one. Here, look at this part right here. Let me click on it so it zooms in. Okay? 6 out of 10. Sorry, that's in the way. But we have 6 out of 10 on the yearly. The quarterly has 32 out of 39 statistical probabilities of being hit. Okay, does that not blow your mind? So let me just turn off all the noise so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to turn off everything, and we're just going to focus on my indicator because it's so important. This indicator is part of the pro plan on TradeSafe AI, but I give it to you for a month. You can try it out. But the reason why I'm showing it to you is because it's so good, and I prove it. I prove that it's so good by showing you the statistics. I can't make this up. Okay? The statistics can't lie. And so it shows you the probability of a level being hit, and you base that off of, and it teaches you this inside the module. Are you below the monthly VWAP? Then you'll target the monthly VWAPs below, vice versa. So that is fully taught in the module, but I want to showcase that you can understand that, hey, 32 quarterlies. So let me show you this. This is a quarterly. Quarterly. We have a quarterly and a yearly. It is a statistical probability. People mock me. People laugh at me. They flip me off. They think I'm an idiot. You're so dumb, Not of Works, because I say, hey, it is a statistical probability that we will see 100K again. Why do I say that? You should know me by now. Because I can't make it up. It's not my opinion. It's like people go, it's your opinion. It's like, it's not my opinion, dudes. It is a statistical probability that we will see this level someday. And so how do I trigger that level? When we reclaim value, when we reclaim VWAPs, then I know where I'm targeting, and I can send a beacon, and I can focus on this level. And so looking at the statistics, I know that is a statistical probability. It's not certain. It's not for sure. We have 7 quarterlies not hit. So it could mean that there's more that are not going to be hit. And it just so happens that the one that I'm pointing to at 100,000 will never get hit. That is possible. Okay. That is possible, but it's not probable. Okay. It is not a statistical probability. Now, if the quarterly said, 10 out of the last 39, then that would make it not probable. But because it says 32 out of 39, that makes it pretty damn probable. And that's why I tell you, I am targeting X, Y, and Z. Because X, Y, and Z. I'm just going to shoot you straight. Monthlies, 28 out of 35. And weeklies, 19 out of 27. And you can see why. There's a ton of weekly levels not hit to the upside. This is why I firmly believe we're getting some sort of impulse out of some kind. I've already stated this over and over. And I'm looking for an A, B, C type pattern. I thought this was the pattern, A, B, C. Obviously, I'm later. This is later. It's going to happen. My ABC format is in the future. I'm still hunting for this ABC type format to this upper range. I'm thinking that it's going to happen during the end of the summer, the end quarter 3, quarter 4, that we're going to get this relief rally. My concern is that if it's some sort of ABC, this is the key that I want to take away here, is if it is some A, B, C type move into this range, this is very dangerous for an A, B, C pattern. Okay. And so this is why I'm struggling, because this is what I think is going to be happening. And I've said this 6 months ago. Okay. For a very, 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 very long time. I'm still in this camp. We're going to get some sort of quote unquote bear market, this drop that we're in. Got it. Now I want to see if this is distributive in nature. Is there an ABC format? And what we are being shown is I am onto something. The issue is I'm months in advance, and it's hard for people to think so far ahead. It's very, very difficult for a lot of people to do this, but I do this because it has saved me. I've done it with my house. I've done it with the XLRE. And so it's just how I move. And so right now, when we look at this, what are we seeing? Impulses of red down and corrective rises. Okay, see how this is overlapping? And then impulses down. This is clearly an impulse down. So if we are going to assume that this is some ABC pattern, then we need to see impulse up correction, okay, this overlap, and then impulse again. If that's what we see, then it's correcting this impulse, and it alarms us and tells us that, hey, this could be a lower high and to seek lower prices. Okay. Now, I've explained this also in the past, and I still think this. Okay. I still think this, that if we do some sort of ABC format, some sort of ABC format, I have the VWAP. Okay, the VWAP's going to be coming up and doing something like this. I will be bullish until that is lost. Just going to shoot you guys straight. I don't care if I'm shouting at the rooftops. I told you I was right. It's an ABC. Ha ha ha, I'm right. Join my Discord. Join my Patreon. Send me money. Join my Patreon. Okay, that if the VWAP and we're above the VWAP, I'm bullish. But if we lose that VWAP, I will accept that this is a large ABC pattern and it's going to be a longer bear market than I want. Okay? That is the Elliott wave count that I have. We have clearly 5 waves here, and we have an ABC. So I am looking at, is this, I don't know this. I don't know if this is a 2 or a 4. I don't have that knowledge yet. So for me, I'm playing this by ear, that if we hold the VWAP, then it is a 4. This is a possible 2 or a 4 wave. And so this would mean we would get another wave out of this later in the future. And this could be this massive triangular top, and then the nasty bear market in the future. Listen, I do believe we'll have a decade, possibly 5-10 years of absolute pain in crypto, like bad, in Bitcoin in the future. But again, I can't know that. I'm using the data that's in front of me. This is looking like the choo-choo train is coming to an end. Does it not? It does to me. And so I'm alarmed. I think we can go higher. I do anticipate higher, but I'm alarmed that this Bitcoin choo-choo train is coming to an end, barring some event that happens where I doubt it, back our currency on Bitcoin. I just doubt. But regardless, this is clearly a triangular pattern of some kind with the data that's forming in front of us. Can that change? Yes. But I'm just looking at this and going, this looks distributive in nature. You'll laugh at me if we're in the 200Ks. Then I'm going to get nervous because this is looking distributive in nature. We can look at MRNA just to show you an example. MRNA. This is Moderna. This is one of my best calls I've ever done. Targeting this upper region. This has been, dude, if you follow my MRNA calls over the course of 5 years, they've been impeccable. This is probably my best trading I've ever done. Well, TA. I don't trade this, but this is something I do TA on, and you just couldn't do better. Absolutely superior. Now I'm going to use this as an example because we targeted $28 well up in this range. We were calling an event 95% down. That is unbelievable accuracy, all based on what? Value. Not because I'm a genius. It's only because we reclaimed value. See? Look at what we did. So when we zoom in here, my friends, and when I talk about Bitcoin and the possibility of reclaiming value, it's a warning sign that if we begin to close within this value, yes, we had a pump here. Look, we got into value, pumped another 200% almost, but still dropped because we reclaimed value. And this is the ticket. If we can hold above value, we can seek higher prices. But if Bitcoin loses value area highs, and we're going to go to MSTR, and we'll go to Coinbase, and I'm going to show you the warnings there too, my friends, then we will reclaim value. Losing the value area high, we will target the what? The point of control. We saw that the point of control was having bullish divergence. We are going to target the what? The value area high, because Pac-Man. And so far, so dang good, man. From calling the top all the way to the point of control, all the way up almost 200% in MRNA. Screw MRNA, by the way. Moderna, evil, wicked. This is the region where I would want to see a pivot and then back down to new all-time lows. Okay, this is my projection for MRNA. There. That's what I think is coming for this particular event. Bookmark this. Let me know what happens. But this is my philosophy with MRNA, and the reason why I'm sharing this with you is to show you a little bit about what Bitcoin can do if we reclaim value. I want to show you MSTR and Coinbase in its light, but I just wanted to share that with you and then go back to Bitcoin so you can see what I'm talking about. That if we start to reclaim this value area high, it can get really bad. Look at the point of control down here. You laugh, but that's where it is. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying that if we follow history and we follow value, we have to wake up here. Okay, I'm sharing this with you for the future. I do believe we're going to make new all-time highs. I do believe it's going to be a very, very fun time period in Bitcoin. It's going to be euphoria. But ultimately, I believe that wave one is completed. The major decade wave one would be completed, and we will see some sort of devastation event in Bitcoin. They might blame it on AI. I don't know. But for me to time that right now, it's impossible. It's impossible. But what I want to know is, so I don't get burned in the future, if we go to 2, 3, 400K and we begin to reclaim value, and it is the wave 5, the final wave 5, I want to know that in my brain. So I'm not stupid leveraging more money so I don't lose it all. I'm just being upfront and honest on how I'm thinking about Bitcoin. The choo-choo train looks to be coming to an end. I still think we're going to make new all-time highs, but I have to be honest with myself. In the long term, it concerns me. And so I would need to see a significant difference in volume, and I would need to see institutions. I would need to see this become, many trillions. Okay. Adoption like you wouldn't believe in order for me to change my viewpoint. And so that's Bitcoin. I just talked about a decade from now, my philosophy on that, and just kind of the warnings of value on why I'm so alarmed at this particular level. But if we do hold above value, then I do believe we're going to have some sort of ABC. And so you already know my invalidation. So that is Bitcoin. Let me show you MSTR and why I'm a little troubled by this, because we have lost. I made this video months and months ago about MSTR, that, hey, you don't want to reclaim value. Okay. MRNA did this, and it got back above, and it went like that, and then it went like this, 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 and then it did this. So just because it's doing this doesn't mean I think it's going to do that. Can it? It can do that. It 100% can do this. But I'm just showing you what mRNA did, that it could distribute around the value area highs. And so what do we have here? This is why it's so difficult. What do we have here? We have fear. We have capitulation. We have Bitcoin. People calling for 20K, 10K, 40K, 50K, lower. All possible. Yes, they're all possible. But that's all we are hearing right now is lower. And so when I hear that, I'm automatically viewing it as contrarian, and I'm looking for a reversal to front run everybody so they chase, especially with the concept of the ABC format. I want them to chase. Okay, what has happened recently is Bitcoin dropped. The bears who have been bearish since 2 years ago, claimed victory of this drop. Then they flipped bullish, like, wait a second, I better start writing tweets about this could be the low. And then all of a sudden it drops more. They flip back to told you I was right, being bearish this entire time. So this is what we're going through, this dichotomy right now of perfectionism. Twitter hates each other. It's boring. The views are going down. Listen, we need to be looking at this in a bullish mindset, not foolish mindset, but a bullish mindset, trying to find an enter, trying to find a way in smartly, not leveraging too much, being smart about it. That, hey, this level has to hold. I know my risk. I know everything here. That's where I'm wrong, blah, 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 blah. But with MSTR reclaiming and losing the VWAP, let's go down to here and look at what it did before. It lost the VWAP before. And look what happens next. So just because I have one tiny candle doesn't mean I just go, we're going to $8. Okay? But that's what the compass is saying. So I understand this. This is what's so hard for people, is because they have to make a choice here. Do you believe that it's going to do that? Or do you believe it's a fake out? Okay? You're a genius if you called it a fake out. Okay? But you're an idiot if it does this. Remember? See how that works? But they're all scenarios. You will never know. I will never know what's going to happen. I can never know. Your timeline will tell you. They know for a fact. They don't know. So I will tell you truthfully, I have no idea if strategy is going to collapse right now. I don't. I cannot tell you that. But what I can tell you is if it does, wait for this area, because that's where the majority is. If it's a fake out, you know exactly the level that it would be a fake out. So MSTR needs to have a pump of 40, 30, 50% to get back above the VWAP and above the value area high. Then we can know it was a fake out. Well, not know, but have confidence that it was a fake out. Okay. So expect shenanigans at this level. Okay. Expect it. Prepare for it. And we have. And it's exactly what we thought was going to happen. Shenanigans. And so whenever you get to a level that is just so pivotal, there's always going to be, I mean, think about it. When have I come to you and said, hey, this level is so important. We have to hold this level. We hold it all week, and at the last second we lose it. That's by design. You think it's supposed to be easy that we look at this level and we go, oh, level, bullish above, bearish below, and it's supposed to be just simple? No, the level we're looking at is so pristine that the market makers of this world know exactly that we're watching it. Well, some of us are watching it, and they're going to chew us up and spit us out so that if I'm bearish, okay, I'm going to believe this. If I'm bullish, I need to see that. So what's it do? It bounces between the two. So who is troubled? Both sides. Both sides are going to struggle here. And so if you are bullish, thinking that the value area high is going to hold as support, you're stressing here. Okay. If you're bearish, you're euphoric and you're waiting. Okay. So someone's going to lose. And most of the time it whipsaws and gets both people out before the move. And so this is why it's so difficult. This is why I have my system where I sell, okay? I sell limit orders at levels no matter what, because I can't know what's going to happen. So I just want to stress, I'm looking at this and going, damn, MSTR, dude, you did the exact opposite of what I wanted you to do. Let me take a drink of coffee. You lost the VWAP. You reclaimed value. This is caution. This is pay attention time, my friends, because if MSTR cannot manage this, what do you think it's going to do to Bitcoin and the news and all that? Okay. So you see the dichotomy here. I know exactly that 57,000 roughly in this region is so important. It is so important. Why? Because there's nothing but butter below us. Okay. and the people that are calling a bear market have no idea what they're calling for. It'll be far worse than they ever imagined. And so I know that. I'm paying attention to it. So this right now is telling me, dude, so all right, what is this telling me? That this is difficult. I want to long so damn bad. I want to long. But what am I feeling? I'm feeling max fear because we just reclaimed value. We just lost the value area high. We just lost the VWAP. My compass faces $8, $10 in MSTR. What would that do to Bitcoin? Oh, Bitcoin just lost the value area low. It's below the yearly point of control. It's below the yearly VWAP. It's reclaiming the value area range of this entire uptrend. This is not good, right? But that's what it's telling me. And so what does it put me in? This passive, fear-based emotion that is difficult to navigate. And so you have to make a choice. Is this or is it that? Guess what? You can trade them both. Okay? If you think it's a fake out, you can look for an entry here and reclaim the VWAP. There you go. You're the most brilliant person on the planet. Okay? You just had one of the best major bluff calls on the planet. But you have to understand where you are. Okay? You have to understand this. Rejection, boom. All right? You can trade them both. You can have them both in your mind. So you need to prepare for this. Coinbase. Let's pull up Coinbase. Coinbase has done the same. Lost the VWAP and has reclaimed value. This is, we hit this box. Rejected the box. And so this is a range that we're looking at of, hey, this is stranger danger if we can't get up into this region. This is distribute region. And it did. Now, looking at it and pulling value of this entire range, let's do everything from its existence. What have we done? We've reclaimed value of the value area highs. What is it? The 65.3. This is Coinbase. If Coinbase goes down, it's typical that Bitcoin goes down. So what is this telling me? This is telling me that there could be way more pain in coin. Now, if we have way more pain in Coinbase, that's another 50% drop. What would that do to Bitcoin? See my trouble? See how difficult it is on why being bullish at this level is not easy? It's not easy. It never is. It's never going to be. But I can say to myself, hey, the reason I can be bullish is we've cleared the liquidity and we have some sort of SFP. That is a trade. And so I have to make that trade based on what it does here. And so for Bitcoin, I'll go back to Coinbase, but that's what I'm telling you is I can zoom in on the daily and go, okay, if Bitcoin can manage to get back above value, boom, or come in and take this and then get back above value, awesome. Doesn't matter what I think about Coinbase. Boom, reclaim value, point of control, then I can target this range. But it has to happen first. Okay? I have to wait for that trigger to happen. Okay? So I'm waiting, patiently waiting, alerts, waiting. So when I go to Coinbase, I go, damn. I go to Coinbase and go, Coinbase can and MSTR can have another 50% drop. No problem. Based on my opinion? No. Based on Pac-Man. I'm not making it up. When I turn on all my indicators, we'll turn on the VWAP indicator. We'll turn on the institutional levels. And look, well, don't focus on the yellow ones. But, it's too many. Let me turn that off. Look, we have a yearly, monthly, and quarterly VWAP at this level. Let's look over here. 2 out of 4 have been hit. 17 out of 19 quarterlies have been hit. Okay? So, if I said 17 out of 19 quarterlies have been hit, look where the quarterly is. $59.61 on Coinbase. So do you see the struggle? Do you see the pain? Do you see how difficult it is to navigate? Because if I'm to be bullish here, I'm bullish. I think we're going to make new all-time highs. I believe we're going to have some sort of ABC pattern and possible new all-time highs. But looking at this, No, that's not what's going to happen. It's going to get far worse than that. And so I have to tell myself, hey, wakey, freaking wakey, bro. Okay? The targets they're targeting is far worse than what they're saying. So I need to know in my brain when that is wrong. Hence, why I need to see certain levels reclaimed over and over and over and over and over and over. Okay? So with MSTR, with Bitcoin, with all these things, we need to see the VWAPs reclaimed. We need to see reclaiming of value. We need to start seeing that shift in our favor. But what you personally have to decide is your risk tolerance. There is great risk longing Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin at this level. You won't think that if it goes to 100K, but I just presented you with the facts, statistics, that is saying stranger danger event, okay? Far greater than the majority. And why? Because we lost certain levels, okay? Months ago, you would laugh at that up into this range, okay? We're above value. We're not to be bearish yet. We're not to be bearish yet. Reclaim value. Then you're bearish. And you'll make fun of me because I'm bullish until that happens. And that's where a lot of people are going to struggle and will always struggle because they'll never have that understanding that, you know, when it takes you to a 10x, 20x gains, how did you get there? No one will. 99% of you listening to this video will never hold to a 20x gain, even a 5x gain. Most likely. The probabilistic scenario is the majority lose. So it is probable that you will not hold for that long. So how do you do it? That's how I do it. I hold as long as it is showing strength. And I will be bullish above value. I'll be bullish above VWAPs until they are lost. Okay? And that could mean I have to wait for a 20, 30% drop in order for that to trigger. People can't comprehend that. And that's just how it is, dude. But it depends on where you're from, okay? It depends on where you're coming from. This is why the whole, like, we're in a bull market, we're in a bear market. It depends on perspective. And so looking at, you know, Coinbase, this could be a megaphone. This could be some sort of megaphone pattern, okay? And we do this. It would just, then it flips the entire script, okay? I just showed you the script that's pointing. We just reclaimed value. We just lost the value area low. We have to accept the fact there's weakness here. There's stranger danger. Warning, 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 warning. Then a week later, we reclaim it. What happens? The entire script is flipped, and you're like, dude, you were just bullish yesterday. You were just bearish yesterday. It's like, dude, you have to think like a compass. The system is a compass. I cannot know the direction of the wind. Okay? I can only adjust my sails. I've never claimed I can know where the wind is going to come from. I can speculate, oh, that mountain range, oh, this sea current, yada, yada, yada. I could assume that I will get breeze and wind from this area, but doesn't mean it's for sure. I can only adjust my scales or my sails. And so this is why navigating this isn't easy. And so if you're struggling with it, it's probably because you don't have a system. But I even proved to you, even having a system, it's hard. Okay, even having a system. So trusting your gut and not having a system, woo, you know, good luck with that. All right, so there we go with JASMY. Oh, not JASMY. I'll look at JASMY in a moment. Do I want to? I looked at MSTR. We looked at Coinbase. We looked at Bitcoin. I'm going to look at Junction Coin. I'm slightly nervous about Junction Coin. I'm not going to lie. Only because we've reclaimed value. And I don't like that, you know, but we're above the VWAP. And so I need to see this happen ASAP. Okay? This has to happen. Anything other than this drawing is bearish. So I don't want to see this reject off the value area high or lose the VWAP. This would be so bad. Okay, so yeah, we hit two targets, almost the third, and it could reverse, and that's the sad part. I don't know. I really wish I do, but I'm very, very bullish on this particular asset. I do believe we're going to get a 2030x in this particular one, but at the present moment, we've reclaimed value, so my tune has changed. My tune will re-change back to we're gonna buck blast, reclaiming value area highs. Boom. Okay. Lose value area high, I'll target the point of control. Lose the point of control, target the value area low. Rinse and repeat till I'm blue in the face. Okay. JASMY, man. Equal lows, equal lows, equal lows, equal lows, equal lows. Okay. No reclaiming value. Every time we look to be bullish, 80% rules. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because 80% rules for the bears win every time. 80% rules for the bulls 0 times. Like the statistics on it recently are just so abysmal. We had an 80% rule on the weekly time frame, rejected. And so it's just equal lows, equal lows, equal lows, equal lows, equal lows. This thing keeps doing this, drawing on me. I do think we're gonna make. I'm just accepted the fact that we will most likely spring, but I'm not a fool here. Okay, they did this to me before, where they didn't spring, and so I have my hands up in the air because it's gone lower than I ever thought. Is it a double bottom or is it going to be an SFP? I can't know that. And so I don't know what to do because the only thing I do know what to do. I don't know what to think because there's 2 scenarios. Either there's 3. Either A, this is going to be a double bottom. Can't know which one is going to be. Double bottom, hold, send. Don't know yet. Thought we would have done it by now. We're under severe hidden bullish divergence. We're under severe bullish divergence. I'm shocked. I'm actually dumbfounded by the fact that we haven't sent. My brain cannot comprehend. Like, I've studied this asset for 3 straight years. The butter is absolutely delish. Look at what it's done before. Look at what it's done before. Look what it's left. Look what it's done before. Looks what it left. What it took. What it hasn't took. It is. I'm smashing my head because I go. It is just like. Why hasn't it happened yet? Time capitulation. And so for me, there's only 3 scenarios. Either A, double bottom, or SFP failed auction, which would be clearing the lows, reclaiming, sending, which was sadly what I thought was going to happen here. Isn't it ironic? Or I don't know what the word would be called, but wouldn't it just be wild if we did hit the level that I wanted years ago, like this, and then went up to 3 cents or 36 cents? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if that would happen. But looking at this, we have many, many scenarios. Well, 3 scenarios in my head that I see right now. Double bottom. I am thinking it's more going to be an SFP because we never close above ranges. We just physically can't. My brain cannot understand why at the last second we lose the range and we close below it. Looks good, looks good, looks good, looks good. Slam down. Nope, you're wrong. Every time. And so we just continue to close and close and close and close and close lower. So I have to assume we're going to close lower until proven otherwise. And so I'm leaning that it's either A, double bottom, looking like it's not going to happen, that this is going to be a SFP failed auction for much, much higher prices, or the coin is dead and it's over. That's it. Those are the 3 scenarios. So you have to decide what you're going to do about that. Not easy. Told you it won't be. Only had 4 or 5 take profits. This is why I have limit sell orders at these levels. I always have limit sell orders. Limit sell orders. Okay. on all things. So this is JASMY, Junction Coin. Let's pull up USDT, and then I'll go. Almost an hour long. Okay, so it is probable that USDT is going to make new all-time highs. Now, let's go back into history and see what it's done when it's done that. It would SFP it dunk. SFP it dunk for the most of the time, or some of the time. And then sometimes it forms a new range. And so this is the troubling part, my friends. This is troubling because I can't know what's going to happen. I can't know if it's going to do this SFP there, reclaim value, fun times in the crypto space, or if it's going to do this where it breaks out of all-time highs and forms a new range, then dunks. Can't know. I wish I could. I wish I could. Now, if Coinbase and MSTR dunk and go through their destruction event, it is probable that we're going to form a range up here, and it's going to be very, very devastating. Now, if it's an SFP, we'll know very quickly by the alert that goes off above these highs. We can set an alert right now. We'll set it right here, and we'll go, does it do something? Let's zoom in so you can know this is a trade scenario, my friends. Does it come up, take them, reclaim below this line? If it does that, that is a failed auction / SFP. If that happens, then that is a trigger that the possibility of it being reclaimed, that we can go in this direction. It's called a deviation. Now, don't be chewed up and spit out, because it can do this, fake you out, fake you out, fake you out, fake you out, and then go. So just shenanigans over and over. This is such a pivotal level. The entire world is watching USDT and what it's going to do with new all-time highs. I promise you this. Every trader is. We're not brilliant. We're not smart. We all know the same thing. Okay? It's just how we interpret it. And so right now, the world is watching that level and what we do with it. Okay? And so you can have several scenarios on how you can trade it with your particular assets. So I hope this helps. Pay attention to this level. Bitcoin dominance, I'll talk about that really quick and then I'll bounce. But Bitcoin dominance is dropping. I just like, it's absolutely hilarious to me, because Bitcoin dominance moves the exact opposite every single time on what we want it to do. It's very odd. So if you want to interpret it a bullish way, which every single time people, and I, even myself, want to interpret Bitcoin dominance, okay? Like, hey, this is great. Bitcoin dominance come in and clear this quarterly / yearly VWAP. Great. Let's target the other yearly VWAP. If it does this, this could be very bullish for alts, because it's going higher than Bitcoin. Or Bitcoin is absolutely dunking. That's when we can go down in this region. It's because Bitcoin is absolutely getting eviscerated and altcoins are not getting as eviscerated. Therefore, we can come down to this region, doing the exact opposite of what we want. We want Bitcoin to hold and altcoins descend. That's what it used to say. Over and over and over. For years, it would suggest that. But this time, it's different. And everyone mocks that because they want to use the 4-year cycle. They want to use past data to prove that it's for sure. We use the same philosophies and same thinkings in different things, but we're the idiots. Hilarious. Then one day, M2 money supply is perfect. It's been going on for 12 years. It's been proven that following the M2 money supply is. Have you heard about M2 money supply? It's been wrong the last 6 months, but it was right forever ago. Okay? But it's not right now. Okay? And so it's a tough navigation. I feel very, very sorry for a lot of crypto Twitter and just in general to navigate this space. My heart does go out to people because it is absolutely insane, even for people that do TA. and people that follow the markets and trade these markets, it can be a whipsaw effect for a lot of people. It could be difficult. Some traders, it's easier than others. But my heart does go out to you if you're trying in this space. I have a lot of people that say, "Hey, what do I do?" My recommendation is you have two accounts. You have a spot portfolio you don't touch. It's something you DCA long term, yada yada yada. Then you have a leverage account. Put $100 in. Until you can turn $100 and 1,000, you're not ready for leverage. So for those that are interested, you can go to my profile. You can see my link tree. You can get my affiliate account for Blowfin and get better fees, so you're not charged as much on your fees and save that way. But more so that you use a platform and use, I wouldn't use like paper trading. I'd actually use some skin in the game, pull some money out. Not financial advice, I can't do that, but I think it's better for you to actually use physical money and actually feel the somewhat pain. Obviously you're not going to feel, well, to some people maybe, but if it's $100, you're probably not going to feel. If you lost $100, it's part of it, but at least you will feel something that's natural, because when you're using real money, it's a different beast. And so I would recommend spot portfolio and then a leverage portfolio that is completely separate from your main account, and you leverage trade with that. Learn how to leverage trade. Try to take that $100, turn it into 1,000. Then when you do that, you could slowly start raising, not the leverage in my opinion, but the capital that's required. You can start doing that, and hopefully you can turn 1,000 into 10,000 and vice versa. But you want to go slow. You want to take it slow, take your profits. But that would be my recommendation. If you've never leverage traded, you want to learn, I have it on my website, an entire thing that teaches you leverage trading, the calculations, how to do it, the mindset behind it, the risk management, got it all there for you. So if you don't educate yourself first at tradesafeai.io, educate yourself first, sign up using my affiliate link. Yes, I get some kickback, but $100, I ain't making anything. But at least you're going to learn, hey, do I like to leverage trade? Do I like doing this? Do I like the stress? Do I like da-da-da-da-da? You will learn very quickly if this is something you want to do or do not want to do. Okay? And so there you are, my friends. Gave you a deep dive on Bitcoin, the levels, the warnings, the seriousness of where we are in time and price. It's wakey time. So I hope you have a great night. Have a great weekend. It's my birthday weekend. My brother's coming into town tomorrow, so I won't be around. I'm going to be with my bro and his family. Much love, my friends. Catch you on the flip. Bye-bye now.